I told you guys we weren't done with the PlayStation Classic, so AutoBleem 0.7 is releasing today. No more zero point 0.6 beta 1, 2, and 3. We're now on the newest version with a host of new features, tons of amazing stuff, things that I didn't even think were possible, and I was just blown away. So I did get like a little pre-release build from Magnus RC. He's the one who's done a lot of the builds that we've taken a look at on this channel. So with 0.7 being released, all these cool new features, definitely look forward to some new builds being dropped out there by a lot of the people who've been working on this stuff. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at these new features, check them out, see how things work, talk about what has changed. So let's get this party started. One of the first things that we can do now, which really not going to go into extreme detail on, is the custom memory card manager. So that's been finished. That was a feature that was kind of not complete for a while now. It's a tool to copy and delete saved games between memory cards. That can be useful for a lot of things. So that's the basic thing, the least exciting thing, at least in my opinion. Maybe some people are going to be excited for that. But let's go ahead and go straight into Evolution UI, because this is where tons of the magic is, right? So to quickly go through the changelog, just let me read this real quick, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at these features. So the website's currently not live as of the recording of this, but it should be when this video is posted for you guys to watch. But the changelog, AutoBleem now creates a basic playlist for scanned games in RetroArch. That is one of the hugest features that we're going to take a look at. You have access to all your other systems right here, right in Evolution UI. It is amazing. It looks great and it runs extremely well. What else do we got? We have the ability to run PlayStation 1 games directly from Evolution UI through RetroArch. So you would press the square button instead of the cross or X button to be able to do that. With that, you have access to like your scan lines, your different shaders, all that good stuff, and your bezels. A lot of people do like those bezels and all the features of RetroArch. So you could play it that way. Now with that, there's a couple other cool things that are going on here. Memory cards are going to automatically be copied from and to RetroArch on PlayStation 1 games started in Evolution UI. Really cool. To be able to jump into the RetroArch games from here, you would hold L2 and select, and it pops up a list of all your games for your Retro Boot platform, right? We have NES, Atari, all that good stuff. And you'll see this looks awesome. Going forward with what else is on the changelog, all settings for PS1 games, including global widescreen and filter settings used on the PCSX emulator, are also applied on RetroArch when starting from Evolution UI. There is a warning with that. If settings override for core is set in RetroArch, AutoBleem will not be able to change any settings. So probably something you don't want to mess with. We also have a new feature with PCSX, which is a quick save and load feature, which is pretty cool stuff. We'll look at that as well. They fixed the PCSX code to save AutoBleem configuration files from menu that was originally incorrectly written by Sony. There's some language updates, a lot of other things as well. Changed option menus to use circle and cross to apply or cancel settings. There's a new about screen listing all the contributors and AutoBleem team members, and a new updated AERGB theme by Rubik's Cube 6, and many minor bug fixes and code cleanup thanks to Axonar. So a lot of cool stuff there. We'll go ahead and jump into that in a second. Let's take a look at the about screen. So here we go. We have tons of guys listed for the coding, for testing, all that good stuff. So really cool to see this screen here. I actually kind of dig that little space theme going on, right? So let's go right back into it, right? So RetroArch, this is the stuff that's really awesome. L2 and select, boom. TurboGrafx, why not, right? Who needs a TurboGrafx Mini? We got the PlayStation Classic. Would you look at that? Would you look at it? I think this is really awesome that you can have everything set up to play through this. Sure, there's some little caveats, it seems, but it runs well. Everything works. So let's just jump into something real quick. Bonk's Revenge, why not? So you load it up from here, loads up RetroArch, goes straight into the game. Takes a second, so not too bad, I think. And you see we do have our shaders on, stuff that you could tweak with if you want. We have our bezel, all that good stuff, which, like I said, PlayStation 1 games, you can have boot that way as well, which is pretty neat. I think a lot of people will definitely appreciate that. But there we go, little turbo graphics action going on here. Boom. I think this is really slick the way this looks. I'm really impressed. You know, I just barely got the chance to play with this right before release, and man, I can't wait to see the builds that come out with this. I'm probably going to take this retro boot build from Magnus RC that has tons of games on it, and combine it onto my 256 gigabyte build that I have a ton of PlayStation 1 games on, because I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty content with that. And definitely, like I always say, you know, we do have a Facebook group going on where there's a lot of PlayStation Classic help and all that, but we did start a Discord server. I don't know how many people we got up in there now. I know it was well over 1,000 within the first couple days of it starting, but we have sections in there for AutoBleem, PlayStation Classic builds, Bleem Sync. We have RetroPie stuff, all sorts of stuff going on in there. So why am I playing this game right now? We're supposed to be highlighting features. Man, distracted by the turbo graphics goodness. So I hit select and start since we were playing a game through RetroArch. I'm not sure if there's any other way to exit other than this way. So you can close the content if you so choose, and it takes you straight back. Well, it doesn't take you straight back to AutoBleem. What it actually does is just exits out. What you have to do is quit RetroArch. My bad, I got slipped up for a second. Exit out of RetroArch, and then it takes you back to the AutoBleem selection screen with your games. Let me see, select in L2. We can go right back in and select another game or another system. So there's that. And our L1 and R1 button works to skip letters. So you can, these systems that have way too many damn games, you can skip through them. These ones where you're seeing the RetroArch, the little dude, it's because we don't have the proper box art on here. So you might see that a little bit. Those things are easily fixed. You just got to make sure everything's scraped properly or scanned through in RetroArch, and that you have all the box arts ready to go. Let's see, what do we got? Jump right into Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Love this game. Can't wait for the Switch version of it. But there we go. Looking... Oh, now we're looking good. Let's get in there. Play your Game Boy games on the big screen. Heck yes, that's what I am talking about. But let's jump into a PlayStation game, because this stuff is awesome for sure, but we do have some new features with PlayStation games as well. So let's take a look at that. Let's get out of here. Takes us straight back here. Now, from here, it's like, you know, unless you have it set up differently, maybe, or like right here, it just has the 20 included games for PlayStation. So you have to exit back in order to get to those. Oh, that's nice. We have the disc art for Sega CD. But from in this screen, you just hit circle to go back to this screen. Press start to go back in the Evolution UI with your PlayStation games. Really awesome. Let's see. Let's find something. There we go. Harmful Park. So we're going to go ahead and load this up normal. We're going to hit X. Let this load up. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the game a little bit here. Pretty awesome. Now, say you're playing and you're just like, oh man, like, okay, I got something to do. I gotta go. So from here, you would hit select and triangle. Now you have quick save and quick load. So I'm gonna go ahead and quick save. And we're good. Let's go ahead and exit out. So we exited the game, but we quick saved it. You can also from here, you know, do your save state. X is to actually set it, and circle is to back out. So if we put it there, you do have those the four slots. I put that one in slot 3. So you have that. But if you jump in, let it load up. Let's quick load. Boom, we're right back where we were. So you have that option as well. Just, you know, little additional way of doing things. So there is that. So you saw this game this way. Let's go ahead and exit out. Now let's boot it up, pressing the square button instead. Now we're going to hit circle to exit out of that. We don't want to do that. So this time we're going to hit square. And it's going to load it through RetroArch instead. So we'll have those options that are set. Play this game that way. And as you see, boom. We have our bezel, all that good stuff going. Cool. So there we go. We're in the game playing. Just so many different options we have now with the PlayStation Classic using AutoBleem. The guys involved in this have done such amazing work. You know, we've had to wait a while for some of these features to come to fruition, but I think it was definitely worth the wait. A lot more people now got their hands on PlayStation Classics. You know, when they were on sale for like 20 bucks for a while. I'm not sure if you can still find them for that price, but tons of people were getting them. They were like, the price is right now. And I noticed a lot more people were looking for assistance and help getting these consoles hacked and getting additional games on it. And now's the time, man. A lot of people, they got in it when the getting's good. So we now have AutoBleem 0.7, and I think it is freaking awesome that we have all these different options. I mean, you don't have to play it this way either. Like, if you just don't want to play your games through RetroArch on the Evolution UI, you don't have to worry about that. There's nothing to worry about with that. So keep that in mind. If you just want to go through RetroArch, you can just, boom, if you have it set up, hit the square button on the home screen here and just go straight into RetroArch and play your games that way if you don't want to load it up through the Evolution UI. You still have that option. Nothing has changed with that. It's all still here. It's just kind of like an added feature to be able to do it that way. It looks a little cleaner to me. It looks neat. Everything's cohesive and just really nice looking, in my opinion. So there we go, guys. Tell me what you think. You think this is awesome? I think it's sweet. I've really been digging the PlayStation Classic. It's like my favorite little mini system right now. I still can't wait for the TurboGrafx Mini and the Sega Genesis Mini. I'm not going to lie, but we have gotten so much out of this system with all the modding and hacking going on out there. I'm definitely really appreciative of everybody working on this stuff. So thank you, and thank you guys for watching, hanging out with me. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-byes, and boom. Bye.